So, a week ago, I found this Switch bundle on Facebook Marketplace. Obviously, you have the console, you have the dock, the controller, the HDMI cord, this nice, the case it comes with, and obviously the charger. So, really, everything you would need to run your Switch in a bundle, and with three games: Luigi's Mansion 3, Mario Tennis Aces, both obviously complete with the cases, and then Super Mario Maker 2 just out of the case. I found all of this for $250 on Facebook Marketplace. As you can see, there is the bundle. You see right here, $250, obviously sold. There's the bundle. Went and picked it up a week ago, and I decided to. So let me guys initially start with. I decided to buy it because $250 is about what all of the Switch stuff goes for without any of the games. And then these three are really good games as well. These two are $40 each, easy, and this would be as well if it had the case, but just the cartridge probably still $30. So I assumed, just with the bundle as a whole, that's $110 in profit right there on top of it. But what I decided to do was to actually post this back onto Facebook Marketplace as a trade deal. And I've been getting all kinds of awesome trade deals, and I went ahead and accepted one that we're going to pick up today. So let's go ahead and get into the car, head up. I'm driving up to DC, about an hour and a half away to go pick this deal up, but it's going to be worth it. How you doing? Good. Here, I'll just give you this stuff first. Let's bring it over with me at least. Thank you. It's a fun little car.
Yeah, I've been on the same car myself. But it's hard to find for a decent price. I mean,
it's hard to find. Oh shit, sorry. It's hard to find one that's in good shape anymore.
Yeah, that's not been molested or rusted.
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever else.
So there's your dock, there's your controller thing.
Sweet.
Charger. I gave you an HDMI cable too for the dock.
Sweet.
Those two games are in there.
That's nice.
And then the Mario Maker doesn't have a case, but it's in the Switch already.
Yeah.
Then there's that if you want to mess around with it, make sure it works and stuff.
Yeah, it's also
And then this has these little game cases are in here too.
Sweet.
Your docks, like the things that go on top of these when you disconnect them,
Yeah.
they're in here.
Okay, yeah. That's right. Nice.
Should be everything you need to get, up and playing. I've been playing with it for the last couple months.
Yeah.
Just throw it up and see what I'd get for it. And
Yeah, for sure.
what you got is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things, like I happen to have a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that I don't use anymore, especially because I just moved, so it's like
I was going to ask, how'd you
this.
get about, having three computers on you?
Man, I get a lot of my equipment from work.
Okay.
I'm in IT, so
Okay.
I kind of, I'm able to kind of come across a lot of stuff.
Cool. Did you refer them yourself? I noticed that the Windows 10 was recently downloaded on them. I don't know if you referred the stuff yourself. Or...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like some stuff, like the 990 I was using.
Yeah.
So I had that going just as a game server for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I basically go in there and just wipe it out, just reinstall Windows 10.
Okay.
It's all upgraded from Windows 7, so
Okay.
They're all good legal copies and all that.
Yeah.
And some people are worried about that, like it's all
No,
good,
that's
no
fine.
worries,
Even if it wasn't, if it works, I don't care.
Exactly. Well, that's the beauty about Windows 10, because you don't even have to activate it.
Yeah.
It'll just work. You just can't
You can buy
change
keys.
your background.
You can buy keys for like $3. Look for Windows 10.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even up.
Yeah.
But yeah, hardware's not good. These are my car.
Yeah, sure. Let me get the.
Sweet. Yeah, I've been searching for a Switch because it's like something I want to do, but it's like, I'm like, I got so much stuff. I'm like, if I can manage just trading around for it, I'd be down. And it's like,
Yeah, and if you I don't know how often you get computers or whatnot, but if you keep getting them, and if you ever want to get rid of them, I can give you my number. I'll buy them from you all day. If you continue to do this kind of stuff and want to sell them or want to get rid of
I have
them.
a large amount of inventory right now.
Okay.
I can send you what I have. Some stuff. There's the kids sprawl.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll make a couple trips here.
Yeah.
I'll just walk this over.
Yeah, some stuff like me and my other coworkers will agree on a price and then split. Other things like most of this stuff, there's like a power adapter. There's that trying to power it up. That's all good there.
Okay. And this one is, just remind me, is this the one with the i7 or the i5?
This is the i5.
Okay. So the other one's the i7.
Yeah, that's
And this i5, 8 gigabytes.
8 gigs,
And the other
4th
one's...
generation i5. That's a 2nd gen i7 with 16 gigs of RAM.
Okay.
Both with 258 SSDs.
Okay. Yeah, and thanks for shooting me the video and getting
yeah,
up and running. So, you know, not that I, like I said, I don't not trust you, but
No,
you don't want to
the
just
same
be
way,
getting
like,
equipment
this
for
was,
no reason.
you know, a PS4 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Right,
but,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's- yeah.
Yeah, you can just turn the switch on yourself here.
Yeah, exactly. And here's that.
Awesome.
But yeah, man, I've got, so this is a 990.
Do these have power cords?
I had one. I didn't have any extra ones on me.
Okay.
It's a standard D-plug.
Okay. That's not a big deal. I'll pick them up.
Yeah, because like, it says I had the one with the power adapter
Okay.
that I just gave you. So the power adapter has its own cable, and I had an extra one that I had in my car.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, it's not a big
yeah.
deal.
But yeah, dude, I've got. I mean, let me know what you're interested in spending and how much you want. It's kind of where I'm at, because.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It depends. Yeah, I mean, it depends what you
I
have.
got
And what
8 9010s. It's a
8 of
990.
these?
So it's a generation newer of this.
Okay.
So it has a 3rd gen i7 with 32 gigs of RAM. We'll load all those up with 258 SSDs. A lot of them will come with Office 2013 because
Okay.
they're licensed with it. So if you wanted that,
Awesome.
you know, we can install that. Typically, I'd have to tell the guys, those are ones that we split and kind of push out. So I think typically those go, depending on how many you buy,
Yeah.
but somewhere in the ballpark of 2 to 250 a piece.
Okay.
Is usually what we try to aim for those. I might have a couple more of these. Those I have just. Crap, I don't have much wrong.
You got computers everywhere.
Dude, it's like I said, like, it's just like one of those things. I work for an engineering company.
Okay.
Once stuff gets to be a few years old,
Yeah, this is really cool. I used to work in, I don't know how close we are to the town center, but I used to work in Reston Town
oh
Center.
really? Yeah.
Right after
it's
college, I
like
worked at
5
Appy in
minutes
there.
from Like that.
Yeah.
Wait, this guy.
Is that's what you're talking about, the newer version
No,
of this?
this is 980. So this is even a generation older than this.
Oh, older, okay.
16. I doubt even has a hard drive, to be honest.
Okay.
16 gigs.
Yeah,
of
and
RAM.
I don't have money right now.
Yeah,
but,
so,
but
I mean, I've got
I'll
crap
shoot
all
you
over
my
the place.
number on
Yeah.
that messenger thing.
Yeah.
Because I think like when you mark it sold on Facebook, it
It's just
clears the
like,
messages.
yeah.
So I'll shoot you my number on there.
Yeah.
And we can keep in touch about
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure. Yeah, like I'll send you the inventory, some
Okay.
prices and stuff, and
Okay.
like, well, I mean, if you're looking to resell or whatever else, it's usually who we end up.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll keep. So I'll probably. My wife needs a laptop.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the midst of. It's crazy. I just bought like parts to build my own PC.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know now if I wanted to part that back out or keep one of these or just sell both of these or
Yeah,
what.
it's figured. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll
Yeah.
keep the laptop. It'll be nice for her, and then we'll.
Yeah,
we
that's
can work
definitely what
around
we end
some
up
stuff for
finding
that.
with a lot of people, because like we typically sell stuff for quick and easy and cheap.
Right,
Because
yeah.
we have so much. And
Yeah.
It's like, you know what?
Well,
get
that's the
out
thing.
here,
That's the
come
thing.
up
That's
with
like
these.
that's what resellers look for. Is
Yeah,
it helps
exactly.
both
So
people.
I'm
Right?
like, you know,
I
we-
have time to store it and list it on eBay for a
exactly,
month.
And like make
and
it,
you guys just want to get rid of it.
eBay, ship it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I want somebody to meet me 10
Yeah,
minutes
yeah,
away,
yeah.
and like,
Right.
you know, so
Right.
it's just yeah.
It always works for both parties.
Yeah.
People like get mad at resellers sometimes.
No,
I'm like,
I'm like, you know what, man? If you can make more money off
people
it,
are trying to get rid of
Go
stuff.
for it.
They're getting money.
Yeah.
I just have the opportunity to store it more and ship it, and
Exactly.
I'm willing to go through all that shit. It kind of sucks, but
yeah.
people aren't. They want to get rid of it.
Kind of gets like trading and stuff. Like everybody's against trades and stuff. I'm like,
Right,
I
yeah.
mean, like you get your computers. I mean, a Switch that I wanted anyways.
Yeah.
Like, it works both ways.
And it's not like I
great.
try to jip people. I'll
No.
give you what you ask. I'm not like, yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I told my one coworker, I was like, he's probably getting a better deal.
Maybe.
This to this, maybe it's close.
Well, it's
to
cool.
maybe a
It's
little
cool.
better, but I'm like, I want that.
It's
so
pretty
I'm like,
close,
I'm
but
down.
I'll be honest with you. I bought all of that for
Yeah.
$250.
Dude.
So this is like a trade up for me, but
Nice.
even for you,
But
like
for
it's
me,
probably
I'm
not
like,
far
that's
off.
like nice. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So I'm like, it's perfect.
So it's kind of
Yeah,
it's like
so-
I'm trading up, but like I said, both parties.
It still
yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's good,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, so send me your number,
Yeah,
and
I will.
I'll try to get you a count of inventory sometime this week.
Okay.
And yeah, we have a lot now, and we get a lot daily.
Okay.
Like not, this 8 that we have now. I've been sitting there for a while.
Right.
because COVID.
Well, I don't
and
expect you to get like 15 a
everything.
day.
Shut
Yeah.
it down. But we'll definitely see. Weekly we'll get 2 or 3 back a week of old stuff that gets ready to retire.
Okay.
As we retire generationally, like
Yeah.
the 9010s we started retiring not too long ago. 9020s are still in use for
Yeah.
like interns and stuff. So
Yeah.
once those come back, then those will be going out
Okay.
and everything.
Okay.
So
Well, this
yeah.
is awesome.
But yeah,
Awesome.
man.
It's Devin, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I
Trey.
appreciate it. Yes, sir.
All right, man.
I'd shake your hand if it wasn't.
Yeah, the world's ending.
Yeah. Have a good one, man, and I'll shoot you my number right now. Thanks, bud. That's fucking perfect. That's exactly what you look for. Let me take my mask off and I'll walk you guys through what just happened. I really hope you guys could hear that. So I really hope my audio picked all of that up. But this guy was talking about how I asked him, you got to ask these questions. How do you have 3 PCs? Like, why do you have just 3 computers around that you're willing to trade, right? Like, that's not a normal thing. I asked the question. He said he works for an IT company. He resolves through these, or he sources through these computers. When they are done, when they're out of system, when they don't need to use them anymore, they get rid of them. So I talked to him. He said he's got a bunch of service now. He's got a bunch of supply now. Said he continues to get supply. So I'm going to send him my number. We're going to maybe be able to work something out. This is things you got to look for when you're out, when you're doing deals with people. Ask questions, get to know them, talk about these things, especially when it's weird like this. Like, why do you have 3 computers? There's probably some kind of story there that you may be able to work a supply deal out on. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive home now. Back another hour and a half home. I drove an hour and a half out here for a 5-minute deal and drive an hour and a half back home. But that's what you got to do sometimes too. So I'm gonna go ahead and head home now, and we'll talk more about this stuff when we get there. Alrighty, so we are home now. I have managed to successfully turn $250 cash into 2 desktop computers, as you can see, both with Windows 10 Professional installed. That one actually says Windows 7, but he's shown me, they both say Windows 7, but he's shown me that he upgraded them to Windows 10. You might have heard in the conversation, but this is an i7 computer, 16 gigabytes of RAM. If you don't know much about computers, that's a pretty powerful computer. That's worth a good chunk of money. I would argue that is a $200 to $250 computer in and of itself. This one, i5 with 8 gigabytes of RAM, so still, it's not quite like the powerful computer that is, but it's still it's a great workstation. It'll work just fine as a workstation for what most people need to do, and I'd argue that's a $100 to $150 computer. I had to do a little bit more research into this stuff. Then we also got a laptop down here that also has an i7 in it, Windows 10 installed, and I believe this has 16 gigabytes of RAM as well. He sent me the system info, and obviously I can turn it on and get into it and check through some stuff as well. But once again, that's a very, very powerful laptop. Maybe even another $200 machine, maybe a little bit less because it's a laptop instead of a desktop. Like I said, I'll have to check into these things, but I think it's very, very easy that these two pay about $450. This could be about $150 on top of that. I think it's very, very easy. That might be a little bit of a stretch. It's $600 there that I just did the math on. Maybe around $550, but $550 to $600 I think is plausible for these things. Like I said, I got to do some more research and stuff as well. And what I want to do right now, I'm actually going to switch over to the computer. I want to walk you through kind of how I negotiated with this guy, because I think that's something important for you guys to look at as well, and kind of some other bonuses that have come out of this trade deal. So right now, we're going to go ahead and switch to computer mode and go over some of that stuff. Alrighty, so we are in the computer now, and I actually want to start with my listing. I just kind of want to show you guys how I posted this on Facebook Marketplace. So, Nintendo Switch and Mario Maker 2 for trade. Now, let's start there. Recognize that I gave him multiple other games, right? I gave him Luigi's Mansion 3 and the Mario Tennis Aces, both with their game cases full, complete in box and everything. Those were not listed as part of my deal. I just listed the Switch, obviously everything that comes with it, the controller, the case, the dock, all that stuff, and the only game was Mario Maker 2. Now I know I had the other 2 games that were also there and available, but I like to kind of keep a little bit of boot kind of that they don't know about on the backside, and we're going to kind of get into why later. And actually, this is a perfect example of why I do that. But you can see, I asked for things. You put things that you want in the listing, because when people search for Pokemon cards, Nintendo 64, SNES, Game Boy, Sega, then this is going to pop up in their search. So trade me your old video games or Pokemon cards from your attic looking for any of the following. I didn't end up taking any of these. Obviously, I ended up getting PCs, but we got a ton of other offers. Something else I want to talk about as we get into it. But for now, let's go ahead and jump over. Oops, I still have my inspect element up. If his chat looks a little weird, looks a little different than a normal Facebook chat, I did remove his image and his name, just so that to protect his privacy a little bit. But this is kind of the conversation. So he initially asked me, are you interested in a laptop? Obviously I responded, what kind? A laptop is very vague. He said Dell Latitude 6430 with Intel i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 250 gigabytes SSD with Windows 10 Pro. Now, if you don't know anything about computers, that's a very, very strong computer. And actually, if you come over here to eBay, some of the sold comps on these computers, just very, very high. I mean, this is one, I think I found an exact one like that sold for $300. This one right here, i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of SSD, sold for $300. Now, I think my i7 might be a little bit an older model, a little bit of slower model, but still, I think that laptop out there, I might have underpriced that a little bit in that last clip. I think I might have overpriced the desktops a little bit, but underpriced the laptops. I still think there's about $550 to $600 in value out there. Anyway, he asked me that, and notice how I didn't respond. He said that at Friday at 9:04, and I didn't respond. I didn't say anything. And then at Friday at 1:06, all of a sudden he comes back with, I also have a desktop. I would be willing to trade both. I was like, well, that's why you don't respond right away. When people see they want something, it's just human nature to get anxious and to really, really, they've kind of decided that they want to go in for this thing, right? They've already sent me an offer. They decided they want it. It's human nature to get anxious and to really think like, oh man, I hope somebody else doesn't get that deal. I hope somebody else doesn't get that deal. So then maybe there's times, and this is once again a perfect example, where they will offer you more on top of it just because you didn't answer. It's kind of one of those first person to talk loses situations after that first initial offer. So I didn't say anything. Friday 1:06. So what's that? 4 hours later, he comes back, offers me a desktop too. And I said, what's in the desktop? Dell XPS i5, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Awesome. I asked for screenshots of system information. It's just something you should get on the computers. Then we just kind of talk a little bit. Apparently the desktop is 8 gigabytes of RAM. I said I'll have to think about it. Let me just see the sys screenshots. Then he sends those. So usually your system information screenshots. He was very, very nice. He was very, very willing to send me the screenshots and all that stuff, which is great. And then he, wait. I forgot. I scrolled by it here. He said it's a Dell, it's a Dell XPS. So he showed me the desktop. Obviously, you guys know I got 2 desktops. So when did the other one come in? Here he comes down here. He goes, okay, so I have 2 options. So when he asked me about the 8 gigabytes of RAM, not 16, that he initially said on the PC, I said, yeah, I have to think about it. And then all of a sudden, once again, you tell him, let me think about it. I'm not quite sure. Once again, that anxious, that, oh my gosh, I really want this thing. I really want to get it. All of a sudden, he has another option for me. Okay, 2 options. I either have this Inspiron, which is the one that he told me about, or a Dell Optiplex. It has a 2nd gen i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that's the better desktop I got. That's the i7 desktop I got. Or if you're interested in both desktops and not the laptops, that works. I said, let me see the sys info, and then we can talk from there. He sends me the sys info on all of them, and that was great. And then it's when I bring in the boot. I bring in, okay, you offered me 3 things. Now you've offered me 3 computers, obviously, that you guys know I ended up with. So how did I get there? I brought in the boot, right? I have 2 other games for it. Luigi's Mansion 3, Mario Tennis Aces. If I toss those in, will you do all 3? Yeah, I can do that. So boom, there you go. There's a couple strategies there. One, don't answer right away. Let them build their anxiousness. Let them kind of build the, oh my gosh, I want this. Maybe they will offer you more stuff for it like they did, and save some boot on your end of the trade. If you have 10 games, put 7 games up for trade. Then if you get a really, really good offer, maybe that is a little bit too good. They don't want to give you all of it for what you have. You can then put some boot on top of it, right? So there you go. Sorry, This is kind of when we're talking about meeting up. And then I do ask him right here if he could send me videos. So I said right here, honestly, I would love to come see you and see them plugged in. He said he couldn't do that, which is fine. And then I asked for him to send me videos of him powering them up and taking them to the sysadmin screen, which he does for me, which is really, really nice. It's just me confirming that these PCs work, right? Because they're just useless. They're useless, worth nothing if they don't work. So I need to be sure, this is me protecting myself on the back end as well. So he sends me videos of both of them up and running, which is really, really nice. And that's kind of all there is to talk about that stuff. Once again, Devin, really, really nice guy. Thank you. I'm sure he's not watching this, but thank you for he was just a really, really nice, really, really great guy to work with. But those were kind of some of the negotiation strategies. First off, don't put everything in the initial trade. Save some boot for yourself on the back end in case you get offers like this. And 2, don't respond right away. Let them build that anxiousness. Let them offer you more stuff. Now, I also want to talk about how awesome it is just to put trade deals up on Facebook. This is something I'm going to start doing a lot more often. I think what I'm going to do with those, I wasn't quite sure when I was talking to Devin in that parking lot what I was really going to do. I think what I'm going to try to do is sell that laptop for $250, get my $250 back, that I put into the Switch originally. Remember, I bought that Switch and all that bundle for $250. So get that $250 back. So now I'm flush even. I'm completely have no equity in this trade, and then I'm gonna look to trade the other two PCs. I think I'm gonna put them up for trade as well. I really like what trading has done for me, because trading has also, look at your left side of your screen now, up here right above my head. All of these are offers from other people on this deal. So I have like 15, 20 other offers that I didn't accept. You can only accept one trade offer, but these are all the things I asked for. There's great Pokemon cards in there. There's retro games. There's Nintendo 64s. There's SNESs. There's Game Boys. There's all kinds of stuff that I want to buy in there. So now I have just a book of offers. I basically have a store in front of me I get to go shopping from to try to find more stuff for my resale store, to try to find more supply. And speaking of supply, just with the trade deal, you get to talk to some awesome people. I'm going to do the same thing with these people that I'm talking to, kind of ask them, just like I asked Devin. Now I may have a computer supplier for my store, because I talked to Devin when we met up. He works for an IT company that rotates through a lot of computers a year. He says he has a huge inventory already of computers that he'd be willing to sell me. So think of your eBay reselling as a store. What do stores do? I mean, successful stores, they're not going out to yard sales and Goodwills and finding junk and then reselling it. No, they have suppliers. And while going to the yard sales and going to the Goodwill is all good fun and something I'll continue to do, I think the more important thing to become a full-time real reseller, get suppliers, get people that you can rely on having a reasonable source of items to put into your store. And I think with Devin, that helped a lot. I think with this trade deal, it helped a lot. I've got just a plethora of options here. And like I said, I'm going to talk to these people, see if I can buy some of their stuff, or maybe they can turn into suppliers as well. So that's kind of all the lessons and everything I kind of wanted to cover in this video. So we've turned $250 into what I valued around $360 Switch bundle. So we immediately had an extra $110 of equity there. And then we ended up turning that $250, so the Switch bundle, into what I value around $550 in PCs that are out there in the living room right now that you guys saw. So I've turned $250 into $550 worth of value. Like I said, I think I'm going to sell that laptop so that I can be zero equity. I can get all my cash money back. Then we will just be playing with profits with the desktops. And I might make this a series. I think I might kind of, let you guys, when the desktops get traded or when they get sold, we'll kind of have to decide what happens with them. Maybe we'll keep kind of following along this journey, see what I can turn this $250 into. But with that being said, that's the end of the video. If you did like it, hit that like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. With that being said, I'm going to sign out of this video. I will catch you on the next one.